Hi folks, John from Designed Elegance Pastry Shop here. As a follow-up from our last video of making brownies, we are now going to make some fudge ganache, otherwise known as fudge filling or fudge topping. And that's what we're going to use to top our brownies with. So let's get started. First up, we're going to take 2 cups of heavy cream, which is 1 pint. We're going to pour that in our saucepan. We're going to turn our heat up on high. Put that right there. So that's 16 ounces. Now we're going to add another 4 ounces, another ½ cup. And we're going to pour that in. Now we're going to let this scald. So once it bubbles up and it makes a nice film on the top, then we're going to turn the heat off, and then we're going to add our chocolate chips. Now what we have is 2 packages of chocolate chips, 2 12-ounce packages. So we have 24 ounces of chocolate chips, and we have 20 ounces of heavy whipping cream. Like I said, we're going to scald the cream. We're going to add the chocolate chips to the cream after we turn the heat off, and then we're going to let it sit and melt. We're going to stir it in. So we'll let this heat up. Heating up. We're scalding. It's boiling up. It's going to, once it's all boiling together, see how it's kind of coming in?
Oh yeah.
Almost there. Almost. It just needs to come up about another ½ inch. Okay, see this part? That needs to fade in. And there it goes. See how it's going down? Okay, now we'll turn that off. Now we're gonna add our 2 bags of chocolate chips, which is 24 ounces. Ooh, we wanna get those in there. Okay. So I turn the heat off. We're going to let this sit just for a second, but we don't want to let it sit too long because we don't want to scald that chocolate on the bottom of the pan.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to use my whisk. See, it's still bubbling there a little bit if I leave it alone.
Oh yeah.
So let's stir it just a little bit here, nice and gentle. Okay, we don't want to splash it at this point. That's just going to make a mess, and you don't want to get burned. Okay. All right, so now what we're doing, okay, I'm going to pull this off the heat now and put it on my hot plate. All right, so now what we want is for all the chocolate to melt into the cream. That's what we're doing. We don't want to cook the chocolate, and the cream, now that it's been scalded, has not only been repasteurized, it's been, well, basically by scalding it, you're repasteurizing it.
Okay.
So.
And again, this is a chocolate ganache you're making?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just mixing it smooth. Now I'm going to use my spatula. I'm focusing on the corner of the pan. Okay. And I want to get all this that's on the side down into the mix, like so. So I'm focusing on the top edge and the bottom edge. Okay. So now we'll wipe the spatula off, just like we do with the mixer. We'll give that a little stir in.
And obviously you don't want to lose any of that gooey deliciousness.
Oh,
right?
It's all delicious right there, buddy. You don't want to lose any of that. We got liquid gold right now.
And
okay.
Who doesn't like chocolate, right?
Exactly. Okay, so there we go. And we'll give this another mix, like so. Okay. We don't need to stir it too much, but we definitely want to stir it until it's smooth. And then what I find is that it's best to just let it sit for a couple of minutes. Okay, and rest. Okay, while we're doing that, we have our pan that we're going to pour it off into. We don't need this anymore.
Now, John, I see you have a screen. What's the screen for?
Well, basically, if there's any chocolate chips that haven't been fully melted in, I'm going to strain them out as I go right now.
Okay.
And again, that's part of the purpose. We're letting the fudge rest for a moment or two before we pour it off, because not only are we letting it rest, I'm going to actually stir it again quickly before I pour it off. So any pieces of chocolate chips that are in there right now that are still solid, they're getting soft and they're going to melt into the rest of the mix when I give it that final stir. And then when I pour it off, we'll just have a few little pieces of sediment that you wouldn't want in there. And this makes it for a nice, smooth chocolate ganache, chocolate fudge. So, all right. So I've been gabbing, so we gave it time. Give it another quick stir. See, look how smooth it is. There's a few imperfections floating around on the top. But like I said before, the screen will catch those.
Right.
Okay. All right, so we'll pour this off like so.
Now, could you use a sifter for this too?
Yes,
Okay.
any screen. And actually, the tighter the better. But you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to use like an actual sieve.
Right. Or cheesecloth.
Or cheese. No, don't try to put it through cheesecloth. You never get it through. Besides, you lose all your fudge.
Right.
So, okay. So here we go. And we're just going to give it a little shaky shake. And see, that's what we strained out. Not much of anything, but it's everything that you don't want in your fudge. Okay, so what I like,
make it chunky, right?
well, exactly. You want it to be nice and smooth. So I'm going to give it a little tap like this with the pan, and boom, there you go. Okay, now what we want to do with this guy is we're going to, can you please follow me?
Sure.
We're going to put some saran wrap right over the top. We're going to push it down onto the surface, and then we're going to let this rest. Okay? We're going to let this rest right here at room temperature.
Okay.
And then overnight, it's going to firm up. And it's not going to be completely solid, but it's going to be nice and tight so that we can spread it like an icing. So I'm just going to leave this here. And, oh look, I just happen to have another one that's already set to go. Gee, look at that. So, brownies, yes. So please follow me to the cooler. We will get our pan of brownies.
Okay.
And here we go. Yummy, yummy. Oh yeah. Okay, so let me get, please follow me. I need a paper and another pan. Another pan with another paper. Look at that, all set to go.
Okay.
Okay. I wrapped this so that we would have nice fresh brownies to work with. These are the brownies that we baked in our last session. Okay, so now, okay, what we want to do is loosen from the edges, and then we're going to pop the brownies out, turn them right back upside, and then spread them with fudge. So we'll use one of our spatulas here. And what I like to do is go on the outside with it like this. And I'm just going to go along the edge of the pan, pretty much just like this. Okay?
Got it.
All right, so we're going to go along. We're going to loosen the edge of the pan right here. Don't worry about the corners, though. Take care of themselves. We just want to get along the big four sides there. Loosen them up. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pop around like that. Now I've broken the seal. Okay. I should probably break these seals too. 1, 2, and 3. Corners are where they're gonna stick. Okay, so now we're gonna take a piece of paper and put it on top to protect the top of the brownies. And we're gonna take this pan, just set it on top like so. Flip it out. Okay. So.
Nice.
Now we have the paper, remember?
Yep.
Got to pull that. Okay, now before I pull this off, I want to show you something. See this right here? This is where the brownie was completely baked full. Okay?
Okay.
This is going to be more cakey right here, this part. Now this part, see where it's nice and smooth?
Yeah.
Right here? That's your fudgy part, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, that's where you're going to get your goo.
Okay.
Okay, so that's, and you know, when you think of fudge brownies, that's what people are looking for. Okay?
Right now I know there are people that like the outer edge.
Yes. So we make
They
sure
like
that
it
they're,
more
yeah.
cakey than fudgy.
Yes, exactly. And this way there's something for everybody.
Right.
Okay.
And
So
this one you made was like half with nuts and half without.
half with nuts and half without. I can see that this is the side with the nuts because I can see one poking through right there. Okay, so now, follow me please so I can get another paper. Oh my goodness, I'm out of papers. Here, I got some spares right here.
Okay.
I have to cut some more sheets. What I do is I take the full sheets and I cut them in half, and then I always have them. But these I use for triangles, so I always got a couple of extra strips. Okay, so here we go. And we're just gonna put our pan right back on. Now, basically, I've taken the paper off and put this paper on to protect the bottom, okay? Now, basically, once I cut the brownies, this paper will just fall right off and fall away.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go back on, flip it back over, and now we have a pan of brownies that we can bring over to the table. Thank you. Okay. And now, got to be generous with it. Like I said, everyone likes their fudge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you blame them?
No. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this is really, really firm. So what I'm doing is I'm just using the very tip of my spatula to spread it. Okay, I'm not trying to spread the whole thing all at once. I'm just using the tip of the top 2 inches of my spatula to spread it a little bit at a time.
Okay.
See? And it doesn't even need to be all the way to the edge like that.
Right.
There can be a little edge where there isn't any. That's okay. Looks like we're going to need a little more.
That's okay from the looks of it. You got plenty.
Oh no, we need more. You kidding? We always need more.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, let me get a little bit more for this side. See the nuts? Okay, and then
And folks, remember, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. It really helps us out. That way, anytime we post a new video, you get alerted immediately.
Okay, look at that. Now it looks like it's actually finished.
Oh, look at that. Stylish.
My first baking teacher taught me how to do that. Mr. Luce.
Nice.
Excellent, man. Okay, let's grab a knife and cut some up. Looks like we got. Okay. Do you like the middle or do you like the edge?
I like the edge.
All right. Let's pull out some edge. We're just going to pull this whole strip
if I
out.
feel really rebellious, I'll go for the center.
There you go. I like both.
Definitely.
Okay. Look at those. All right. Go ahead, grab one. I'm going to take this one here.
People at home, look at that.
How is that?
This is a thing of beauty. Look at this.
Is that nice and fudgy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, see, here you go. Look at that. You can barely even tell where the brownie is from the fudge. That's a nice fudgy brownie.
I think I just died and went to chocolate heaven.
Oh, these are yummy. For sure. Oh my, that's delicious.
Oh, man. Wow, those are thick. Very rich.
Yeah.
Very tasty.
You don't need much.
No.
That's a rich chocolate fix there. For sure. So, I hope you folks enjoyed our video. And remember, when you put love and grace and beauty into the mix, it's always going to be lovely. Hope you have a wonderful enjoyment. Good luck with your brownies and happy baking. Thank you.